Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another weekly episode of Everything Vaguely Paranormal. As always, I am Blake Smith, and with me are my partners in the paranormal, Miss Shelley Pruitt and Mr. Ryan Roberts. How are y'all doing?
I'm doing pretty good, especially since at the last minute we kind of had to switch gears. This was not our normally scheduled show tonight. So if you tuned in to see Larry Eisler and Brittany Bickett, unfortunately, they had something that came up due to unforeseen circumstances. They couldn't be on tonight. So it will be the 4th annual Ask Ryan Anything night.
Ask Ryan anything.
And bring your
Shelley
questions.
everything night. Thank you.
And don't let Ryan off the hook. Because Charles, he got some
Absolutely.
new stories to share. Make him tell you.
No, ask Shelley everything, including tax return questions.
No, tax returns. That's
Nope,
everything we
tax
don't
returns.
answer.
Yep, tax returns are off limits. Yes, so we decided to pivot tonight because we are a live show, and that's what we do. We jump on live still and entertain you people. And tonight we decided to give. Well, we try.
We'll try.
We decided to give the 4th edition of the live Q&A that we typically love to do because we love the questions that y'all submit. You send us questions, you ask them live on the air. So this is your notice. Put your questions in the comments and we'll star them. We'll try to get to them as we roll through the episode. But yes, anything is up for grabs except for anything that appears on a tax return.
I'm not telling you where I live. It's not happening.
You heard Blake. You can grab him anywhere.
No, you cannot.
I always have to laugh at these because the best part and the most terrifying part of a live Q&A is because you never know what's going to get asked, and whenever it gets asked, you don't really have time to prepare your answer. So it's not like you can think of the best way to give the answer. It's kind of like spur of the moment. You kind of go, okay. And sometimes you'll learn something about us that you may not,
right?
That we may not want you to know. So definitely put in those questions, anything you want to ask.
Well, this first comment that comes in says, you've gotten us through many long drives. Yes, very entertaining. There, if we ever questioned ourselves, there we go.
Well, thank you. That's very sweet of you. Long drives. Okay. Well, then if you're driving, then, keep your eyes on the road. Stay safe. And if you have to laugh really, really hard, pull over. We have had somebody call, message us and go, I damn near ran off the road because I was laughing so hard at you guys.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I will tell you what I did, just in case. Very quickly, whenever we figured out we had to pivot, I went through and I gathered some of the questions that have been sent to us by users from our audio that we upload our audio the next day on Wednesday mornings that goes out across our audio platforms. And so we actually have had some questions that we've never gotten to over on
because it's next day.
Because it's next day. So we decided, I compiled a few of those pretty quickly together. I'm actually going to start off with one of those. So we can kick it off with that. It's going to actually be about the podcast itself. So do you ever regret going down certain research rabbit holes, or has everything been worth exploring?
Oh, I'll start with this because I've brought some brutal shit to the show before.
You have.
Understatement, fucker.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if I do go into something that is very, very brutal, I do have to give it a few weeks before I touch anything like that again because it can start to weigh on you after a while. It is very interesting to learn because it's interesting to, because especially like with the serial killer stuff and like the mass murders and all that, to try to figure out what went wrong and how their minds work. But at the same time, you're putting yourself in the position of that person for weeks on end as you're researching them. And it can be a bit heavy.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm going to second that because sometimes for me, the hardest ones to do are the true crime ones because there's a lot of details you got to cover. There's a lot, if you're covering something big, there's a lot of conspiracies sometimes, and so you have to kind of really pick apart what you want to include in your episode. Not only that, the hardest thing for me on the true crime rabbit holes that we go down is you really truly get to know these victims on a whole different level. You're learning about their whole life. You're learning about their familial connections and all that kind of stuff. So when it gets to the end of the episode and you have to portray how this person died or something like that, it's very emotional at the same time because it's almost like you have found this person who has become close to you just by learning their story, and then the story has to end in the most tragic ways. And so that gets really, really tough. Those research rabbit holes, as Ryan said, you kind of have to step back and take a breather from for a second, which is why I don't cover true crime as often as I want to, is because mentally I got to recover from them. So that would kind of be the only regret that I have about some of the true crime ones, and really only the true crime ones.
Yeah, and again, all three of us, we love to learn. We always want to know the story. We like the research part of it, or else we wouldn't do it. And I will tell you, there are three. There are three that I've done that stick with me, that I will go back and rewatch and go, oh my God, did I get that right? I will go recheck my facts, even though I checked my facts 20 times before I told it. And that is the Death in Sin City, Buffalo Jim Barrier, because I made the connection with Jim's daughter, who was kind enough to message me, and I just said, did we get it right? And she said, you got it exactly right. That was probably the nicest, kindest thing that has ever been said, and it really validated the amount of work that gets put into these podcasts. The other one was Tom Thumb. If you have not watched the Tom Thumb episode about, in Barnum's Freak Show, General Tom Thumb, Charles Stratton, that's his name. I became so close to that I kept researching him even after the episode was over. I cried when I had to tell about his death, even though it wasn't. It was just, it was a natural thing. It wasn't anything horrible. Grady Stiles was incredibly hard to do. That one hit notes for me that Grady Stiles' Murder in the Freak Show, that hit notes for me, that hit a little too close to home for a lot of things. And then of course Julia Pastrana, the bear woman. That one was so difficult for me. And I actually we set out our topics. As soon as we finish one topic, we let Blake know the next topic that we're going to do, so that he can get the promos ready for it. And I told him, I said, I cannot do another one that's this heavy. So I've picked mine, and I hope you'll giggle at my next one I'm doing, because I went a lot lighter. Because just like Blake and Ryan said, when it's something that heavy, you feel like you get to know these people. You feel like you know them intimately. You feel like they're your friends, or they're someone you can identify with someone in their story. So it really does stick with you.
Yeah, it is. It's very tough sometimes. Okay, what story each of you did in 2025 that really bothers you still? Now, this is a live question that's coming in.
Okay.
Man, I have to remember what all I did in 2025.
I know. I'm literally pulling up the podcast schedule right now just to kind of take a look.
I know the one that bothers me still.
Okay.
And that is the one that Ryan did about the lady with that locked the little girl in the basement. That one, I felt so sick.
God.
I felt
Gertrude
so
Banazuski.
Yes, Gertrude Banazuski. I didn't even commit her name to memory. She was so awful. I had to take my earphones out. I felt so sick after the episode. I was so just emotionally gutted for that poor little girl in that story.
Yeah.
And I couldn't sleep that night. That one, and I didn't do that one. Ryan did that one. And I just felt sick to my stomach through that whole episode. I could not stand it.
And here's the thing about that episode is I didn't tell you everything. Like it.
Yeah, you did edit it, and you did warn me before we started, before we ever went on the air.
There were some things that I could not even bring myself to talk about on air. And if you ever want to read a book, read Torture Mom by Ryan Green. Go read that.
If you just want to feel like crap for a couple of days.
You just want to feel like
that's a hard one. That's a very hard one.
I think probably the one that still bothers me to this day, is the Call Your Brothers.
That was interesting.
Yeah, that's the one that Shelley did. I don't know. That one just seems to. And I don't really have any that I personally did in 2025 that bothers me, so to speak. If I had to pick one that I personally did, it's kind of like the Hammersmith ghost murder, which is because it took so long for this justice to find closure, so to speak. But yeah, I think the one that got me, besides the Gertrude, I'm going to answer with another one, would be the Call Your Brothers. It's just so sad. It's just
how they built their own prison and lived trapped. Yeah. That one was pretty sad. And that one, because, we all know someone who's a hoarder, and the Call Your Brothers story is about hoarding and people not knowing what to hang on to and what to release. And so they just
Yeah.
hold on to
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It was a
I
very
found that
human
one-
story.
It
Yeah.
was. I found that one very interesting. That one wasn't very hard for me, but that one was a very interesting story. Like, I mean, the amount of research I did on that one was pretty damn cool. And the way you frame that story, I really like that. But
Yeah.
if I had to pick one that I did this year that bothered me, probably the UT sniper. And I
That
cannot
one was
remember
rough.
Charles Whitman.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
because that
Yeah.
man needed help and no one would help him. And it was that typical 1960s doctor, oh, shucks, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Mental health isn't a thing, you know, and that one bothered me because I feel like that one could have been prevented.
Yeah.
So
I would agree. By the way, we just got a shout out in the comments, Ryan. Nice shirt.
yeah, I saw
from
that.
Mr. Chad, Mr. Chad Wandell of Ghost
Hey,
Geeks.
Brian, you're copying me. I was out and about wearing my Ghost Geeks gear too. Where's my prize, Chad Wandell? I thought that if I wore my Ghost Geeks shirt out and was repping, it'd get me a prize.
All right, switching over to paranormal now.
Okay.
Do you all ever do any cleansing rituals before going somewhere or leaving somewhere? Sage, white light, etc. Shelly likes to cross her fucking fingers and hope for the best.
I mean, I always pray and ground whenever I leave somewhere because, you know, I mean, Blake, you just kind of, I mean, I've seen you cleanse before, but you too, you also just kind of okay, I'm ready to go. And then you had that thing follow you home from Yorktown. And I don't ever want anything like that to happen.
Well, the thing is, though, the thing from Yorktown was back in 2021. You know, I mean, this is whenever I was talking about like naive baby, huge location paranormal investigator. You know, now, and I was not as grounded in my spirituality as I am now. You know, I know that no matter where I go now, there is a team that's with me. I have a spiritual team that's with me. I have met and talked to and conversed very closely with a lot of my guides. I know how they protect me. I know how they watch over me. So mine is not so much as just crossing my fingers and walking in. Mine is relying on my spiritual team to be there to protect me. And ever since I really leaned hard into that, like I have not had as many issues of things following me home or coming back with me or bothering me in general. Not saying that it stopped it. But if it happens, it's more of a pesky pester of a ghost than it is like the shit I got at fucking Yorktown, you know? So
I said, Shelly, your imp keeps things away from you.
Yeah, my imp actually does. It's rare that something gets past my imp. Now he bugs the hell out of me, but other than that, no. I walk in and I'm completely open. I'm like, come one, come all, and I know if my energy isn't right, because if my energy isn't right, nothing spirit, you know, in the spirit realm will even come near me. And if I'm having an off night, it's very obvious if my energy isn't right. So I walk in going, come one, come all. And when I leave, no, my boundary is the second I get in my car and close my door, I'm done. Although I have had a conversation in the car thinking it was with Blake and Ryan. And then I didn't hear them talking, but I was having a conversation with someone that was answering me. And then I called them and I was like, did we just get connected? And you're like, you haven't been on the phone with us. I'm like, yeah, you did. I called your number. I've been talking to somebody for the past 30 minutes. They've been answering me. Yeah. So, yeah, I have had that happen.
Ryan, was the Gertrude I can't say her last name. Was that Sylvia Likens? That's a question we have. It was Sylvia Likens.
Sylvia was the girl.
Was the girl, right?
Sylvia was a little girl.
So to answer this question just real quick, yes, that is the story that we covered, the Sylvia Likens story. So to answer that. So is there what's this one? Nope, sorry, that's out of order. We'll do this one first. Out of all the topics you have covered, it's been retyped. Hold on. Out of all the topics in 2025 that you all covered, what were each of your favorites or that you loved? I think I interpreted that correctly. There were a few typos. It's okay. Love you.
Okay. I don't know. I think Tom Thumb was in February of 2025. I love that story. Just the man that he became and overcame all of his obstacles. I love that story of him, and I will go back and re-listen to that on occasion because I just love his story so much, and I cry every time. So,
you know, I think my favorite that I did was the sex ghosts.
Dude, I was for real. Like literally, I saw that topic just now, like on the list. I was like, "Fuck!" I forgot Ryan covered spectrophilia.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
man, like I just happened to be perusing bookshelves at my local bookstore, and I saw this book all about ghost sex, and I was like, I have got to cover this,
Of
and
course you did.
that was a whole lot of fun because there was some wild shit in that book.
Yeah.
Pervert in the dirty section of the bookstore.
You know what? My favorite that I covered was Belle Gunnis. I loved breaking her down so much. I did the part. I know I did the part 1, part 2 on her this past May when we do our Ferocious Female Month for Mother's Day, to celebrate Mother's Day. And man, that to me, that woman was wild. That woman was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they still don't know how many men she killed, her story is chaotic. And I fucking loved researching it, writing that script and telling that script. Fascinating story for a female serial killer. Perfect for the Ferocious Female Month.
Yeah, you know what? I have to rethink my answer then. I think more I'm thinking about it, I think Tom Thumb was in 2024. So I guess I'm going to have to go with Lavinia Fisher because you completely made me forget the mic drop moment about Lavinia Fisher. Yeah. You made me, you jogged my memory. Yeah.
Oh, see, shit. I'm still getting called out in the comments for the cliffhanger I left people on for the Belle Gunnis.
Yeah.
I totally forgot
Well,
that I left
you
on
You know
the
what, you
worst
guys? We told him.
cliffhanger.
We told him people don't like the cliffhangers. Don't do the cliffhangers. Figure out a way to make it fit, even if you got to
I
edit.
don't-
And he was
you
like,
know
nope,
what?
can't
Nope,
edit
I
it.
don't care. Brought you back for the
That's-
following week, did it not?
Right, but that's the thing is a lot of these stories do not have like a happy ending or are not wrapped up in a tight little bow at the very end. Sometimes the bad people get away, and that's one of them. So,
Well, I guess I probably should have made it smoother of a transition. I'm not
That's
sure.
okay. I've been screamed at for the cliffhangers too. That's why I don't do them anymore since, the most hated woman in America, Madeline Murray O'Hare. I think that was the last 2-parter I
that's a
did.
good one.
But
Yeah,
that was only
yeah.
because I could not. There was no way to get her all in one
I'm
episode.
getting called out in the comments again for Anastasia as well.
Yeah, you like to do those part 1,
I
part
do.
2.
I love the cliffhangers. I love the part 1, part 2. I think the only thing that I've done further than that was when I covered both
the Monroe Files. Mhm.
the Monroe Files. That's when I did the part 6 miniseries and
Right.
or 6-part miniseries, and then the Black Dahlia. Those were live when I did
That
the
was a
part 1, part 2,
3-parter,
part
yeah.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were a lot of fun. So I do love I need to do another part 1, part 2, something like that. Leave on with another cliffhanger.
Yeah, go ahead because it moves me back another week in the rotation.
true.
I'm okay with it.
It does. All right, back to the paranormal. Is there a particular case that you feel still pulls at you emotionally when you think maybe it's not the paranormal? So is there a particular case that you feel still pulls at you emotionally when you think about
Death in Sin City, Buffalo Jim.
Death in Sim City?
That
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
that one is still the one that because she's still actively trying to get the case reopened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Death in Sin City. I mean, I'll go back to Gertrude Banazuski because I feel so sorry for that girl that no one was able to save her. That was one of the ones that just like still. It's still like even though we were like kind of back to the first question we were talking about, the stuff does stick with you after you get done researching it. It's one of those things that just sometimes you're laying in bed at night and it'll like
I had nightmares after that
Right.
one. That one was just so
Right.
rough.
Yeah, that one pulls on my heartstrings because that poor girl didn't have a chance.
For me, the case that still pulls emotionally for me is the very first true crime case that we ever covered that I covered,
Yep.
which was Kelly Wilson.
Kelly Wilson.
Kidnapped in the early 90s in Gilmer, Texas. Still unresolved to this day. They have not been able to locate her. They don't know where she's at. She's still a missing woman, disappeared. Obviously, more than likely has been killed. At least that's what my belief was. That one still pulls at me because there's still people out there that I personally know that know her. And they are still to this day affected by her disappearance.
I remember us sitting up at your house and we had the index cards out and we had over 500 pages printed out of newspaper articles, everything that we were going through. We had a literally, if you want to talk about a murder board, we had our suspects up there. We were drawing our lines of where she went. We had the string and the tacks and going, okay, this was her movement pattern. I those pictures popped up in my memories. And I was like, holy cow, that was so. We had over 500 pages we read through that were just in newspaper articles about this case.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It still bothers me. And they've done more in-depth stuff. There's TV shows trying to now get involved in it. I do know that. I know a lot of people have been asking for an update on that case, but here's the thing. There is no update to be had because all of the evidence, all of the files, the original ones and everything are gone. It's all gone. All the work that they did, everything like that. Okay, quote unquote, gone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it that way. So I doubt that there's going to be any type of, you don't have a body, you don't have a case.
Right.
Until something like that happens. So that one still bothers me, pulls at me emotionally a little bit. That would be my answer. So, all right, going in order. Oh, this one's always India. I love answering this question. Where is your dream location to do an investigation?
Lawn 3?
Well, I don't know. Has it changed though? Because that's the thing.
Mine's still Trans-Allegheny.
Trans-Allegheny. Yeah, we all are. Number one place is Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
So number one.
Yep. Yeah, that's one location that we've never been. We've been trying to get into. We have a group to go with us. We're like, let's go. So it's going to be one of those things that, yes, it's going to have to be a private or kind of invite only type thing, just because trying to rent it out and set up all kinds of through their red tape and whatnot is expensive and hard.
And the grounds are so massive and there's so many buildings that you can hit. It's a lot.
Yeah, so I think that one's pretty easy for us to answer. We always love getting that question. Where's your dream location? Oh, that would be Trans-Allegheny. We're ready for it. Has anyone investigated? Well, I think this would be, let's hear. Has anyone investigated Stagecoach Road? And if so, has anyone captured or witnessed activity there?
I have not, but I know, Blake, you grew up in the area and has been out there. Shelley, have you ever been out there?
I went to the area. I never actually, I've driven near Stagecoach Road, but isn't it a dirt road?
It's a dirt road that has
I didn't go down it. Yeah.
I wonder if I could find here, just so that everybody knows what we're talking about. Let me see if I can
I was in the area. I did not actually go down Stagecoach Road because I was told that if you go down there after dark, that sometimes there are weirdos hanging out that'll throw things at your vehicle and stuff like that. I wasn't about all that, and it was after dark. But I did go and find it. But because I'd been warned and I was by myself, I thought, probably not the smartest idea.
Let's see if I can share. Let's see here. Does this work? Can y'all see that?
Yeah,
a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of what it looks like. Got the high dirt embankments, dirt road, all that kind of stuff. It is one of those, I guess you could just say, creepy places or whatever, known to East Texas. I grew up around there. I know people who have gone out there, but not myself. I haven't ever personally investigated, just because all the rumors that I heard about, whatever you want to call it, people trying to, being dangerous. Whether that, as I've heard, Satan worshipers, I've heard, just people up to no good, throwing rocks, causing harm, trying to do all that shit. I've just never personally gone out there.
Along the same lines,
to investigate. I have been out there. Sorry.
Along the same lines, I've got a question. Have you ever been down the Ghost Light Road out there in East Texas?
No.
Like there's I cannot think of the name of the road right now, but it's like it's called Ghost Light Road, and like it's supposed to be like 13 miles long, and you see like the ghost light phenomenon going down at the end of the road. So no matter how far you go down, you keep seeing the thing swing back and forth across the path. And I know it's down in East Texas.
Yeah, can't say that I have ever had that or I've ever been out there. So we have had some people who are commenting in the comments saying that they've gone down to Stagecoach Road, got some stuff, not a lot. That's from Josh with Josh and Sherry.
How awesome,
Josh. Greg says he did an Estes and then watched it back. There were two distinctive growls in the background that no one heard at the time. Yeah, that was so there's a few people in our comments that have
investigated. Fantastic. Again, it's Ask Brian Anything night.
It is. So if you're just tuning in, it is a live Q&A. So put your questions in the comments. We are starring them in order as they appear in the comments. We're going to get to them as we throw things. Oh, hell no. Never mind. Exactly, Gage. That's the issue. I don't want rocks being thrown at me or anything like that.
No.
Yeah. Well, out of all paranormal investigations, God, that's over 140 at this point. Has there ever been one you connected on a deeply personal level?
Yes, and I will. I will answer actually one we did recently over this past summer when we went to the Liska Axe Murder House and the Stillinger girls. I got them to play hopscotch on the whiteboard with me and connected with them in their bedroom. That was really cool to get to see. And the poor girls didn't have a chance, and to be able to get down on their level and give them some sort of comfort and be able to play with them a little bit, so they feel okay was really impactful for me. But
what about you, Shelley?
I have two, and one of them is at Waverly Hills. Lois Higgins.
Lois Higgs,
And Lois Higgs, excuse me. Lois Higgs.
Mm-hmm.
Very personal connection. Found her room without anybody telling me where it was. She answered only me in a round robin session of AVP. And just have this connection with her that, and the other would be at Old Park whenever I just about decided I was going to quit paranormal investigating because I had so much pain dumped on me from the females that had occupied that piece of land. Felt like every one of them gave me all of their pain, and I got to take it away, and I got reminded that they wouldn't have given it to me if they didn't think I could take it for them. So it ended up being, it was an honor to do it, but I'll tell you, it was very, very rough on me. So.
Yeah. God, on a personal level, I've had a few moments in the field that is pretty personal. One of the ones that I remember very early on when EVP first formed was when we were at Gregg County Historical Museum, and I was in the bank vault, and we were doing I was doing the SS method. I was under, and we had other people there besides the two of us. And all of a sudden, I said, I feel like I have hands on my chest, and I sat back and I was trying to get out of the Estes method. And Shelley, you pulled me. And I remember at that point when you were like, "Are you okay?" And I just collapsed into your leg and just grabbed your leg, and I just started sobbing. And Shelley was like, "Get him out, get him out, get him out." And it was just this, there was a very deep emotional connection that took place in that moment.
And it was for someone who wanted absolution.
Yeah.
They were wanting a priest.
Yeah, they were wanting a priest. They were wanting to be absolved of any sins and all that kind of stuff. And, but what was interesting was we were getting a man, and what came to me was this wave of feminine emotion. It was a woman. I felt it, a woman come to me that, I don't know, it just, that one got me. I've had a couple of ones, different locations with different kids. Kids tend to get me pretty easily. Ben is one of them.
And it's the one I thought about immediately for you, Ben at Gregg County.
That's another one at Gregg County where he was lost, couldn't find his mother. As far as we know, though, we were able to reconnect the two of them. And we haven't heard from him since. I haven't heard from him since, whether there or not, because he used to come to me whenever I was doing spirit die sessions elsewhere. And I'm like, buddy, you're not supposed to be here. You got to go back. So that would be some of the ones for me. Gregg County has a very deep emotional connection with me, with a lot of the spirits that are there. So that would probably be my location on that.
What's that?
Let's see here. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, way to go. You made us all sad. No, I'm playing.
No, we're not sad. We're going to hype it back up. We're going to hype it back up right here. Let's see here. My other half.
You guys, it's your chance to ask Ryan anything. Don't miss your chance.
Please ask Shelley anything. Ask her anything, including tax return questions.
Blake's fucking in the clear. That's what's happening. My other half used to ghost hunt and wants me to go. Where is a good first time place for us to go? Ooh, that's going to be a hard answer because it depends. Where are you at?
Yeah, where are you?
Well, I have a question for you. Are you a skeptic and you would like to believe, or do you just want to go just so you can see what it's like? You don't really care if you have an interaction or not. You maybe want to be a little creeped out, but don't want anything to grab you. Tell me what kind of experience you want to have.
Here's what, answer those two, and then tell us the area of the United States of where you're at, so that we can give you.
Are you skeptical
answer.
And just want to go, or would you like to actually have an experience?
Yeah. Pueblo, Colorado, is where they're at.
Ooh, so, out that direction. I mean, I don't know of anything really out that way except for the Stanley, and I don't know if they're doing paranormal stuff anymore.
Well, they should be closed for the season, being it's winter.
Right. That might be, but Yeah.
Well,
I would
let's see.
say
It's
I would
only
say if you're-
9 hours. Sorry, go ahead, Shelley.
Well, I
You
would
wanna
say to look around, and if you're willing to travel and you want an experience, McIntyreville in Atchison, Kansas,
Yeah.
you're going to have something happen there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
If you want to bring your ass to Texas, the Old Park Hotel in Ballinger,
Mhm.
Texas. If you want to take a trip up north, Waverly Hills.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, that would
110%.
that'd be east for them, like northeast.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. But those are 3 places right off the bat that every time I've gone, something happens. Every
Okay.
time.
There's an
Mhm.
update right there. Pueblo, Colorado. Not a skeptic, more nervous. We travel the country with our company, so nowhere is out of range. Here is my advice. I would say if you want to have a good, solid experience, I'm going to advise to go to the Old Park Hotel.
Right.
Reason being, here are the reasons why. Old Park Hotel is notoriously haunted. You
Follow them.
follow their page. You will
Yep.
100% guaranteed to have a paranormal experience. Pretty much. I'm not going to say 99%. I'll never say 100% guaranteed to have a paranormal experience because they may not feel like showing off that weekend. We can only speak for personal experience. Every time that we've been, they've always shown out. We've always
Mhm.
gotten great paranormal evidence from them. Number 2, you have Chad and Leslie Wandell there. Both of them are paranormal investigators. They know how all types of equipment work. They know how to be able to help you and assist you with their own spirits. So you can have access to tools at their location, experiments at their location. So I would highly advise take 9-hour trip, go down to Ballinger, Texas, and go see the Old Park Hotel. Fantastic
It's
location.
3 hours from the DFW airport, or about 45 minutes, 50 minutes from the San Angelo airport.
You can have all kinds of experiences, from phantom footsteps, doors closing,
Shadow
Absolutely.
figures.
shadow figures. You can be touched, you can be scratched,
Mhm.
putting that forewarning out there. But it runs the gamut of the paranormal. Yeah, see, everybody's like, "Old Park is definitely worth
Right.
it."
It
Yeah.
is. And
And stay
I would
2
say
nights.
exactly. I was gonna say stay
Yeah,
2 days. Because
yeah,
that second day is always way more intense than the first.
The
I'm gonna
first
tell
day,
you-
it's always like they're checking you out to see kind of what you can tolerate. And then the second night, they're like, okay, they stayed. Let's go.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Old Park for me for the longest time, up until like Chad and Leslie took over, was one of the most underrated locations that was ever out there. Their following has just skyrocketed across the board because of the stuff that they're capturing on the cameras that they've installed inside. And the place is getting a lot more traction. A lot more people are going. So book it. Go book a 2-night investigation there. It is definitely worth it. We have taken several groups there. They've all walked away believers if they were skeptics. We've had people leave in the middle of investigations.
And we've
Mhm.
had
Just
some
couldn't handle
people
it.
that have said that after the investigation, their experience was so intense, they said they'll never go back there again, too.
They said it sounds like a good opportunity, and I'm sure the other half is already online booking it right now.
Yeah, definitely. Seriously, if you want to know, go and follow their Facebook page at the Old Park Hotel.
Mhm.
And or actually not it's just Old Park Hotel. Follow their Facebook page. They post up evidence. They have a camera system running 24/7. You can become a Patreon member and watch their cameras live.
Yeah,
And
you
you
can.
can hear the things for yourself. You can watch things that happen live when no one's in that building. It's nuts.
Yeah.
And that to me makes it so credible that he's got cameras in every, both of them, they put cameras in dang near every room of that building. And you can watch and you can see that there is nobody in the building whenever you hear someone very clearly talking in the middle of the hallway.
I will tell you, if you want to wait and go subscribe to our Eventbrite page, we are putting up 3 different investigations, public investigations at the Old Park Hotel this year. So we will
Come
be
and
doing
investigate with us.
3 separate times. The dates are confirmed. We're just waiting
Mhm.
to release the tickets, which I am hoping tickets will be on sale by next Tuesday for any
Yay!
locations that we have confirmed. So, anyways, there's also that opportunity if you would like to go with us.
If you'd like to go in a group setting. Yep.
Absolutely. All right, let's see here. Moving on. Ryan, this is for you. Little, Big, or The Destructor?
The fuck? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. Don't play dumb. You know exactly what that means. Little, Big, or The Destructor. Come on now.
I have no idea.
Come on now.
Oh, None of the above.
Can always count on Mr. Chad Wandell.
Thank you, sir.
To place one of those up in there.
See, that's the thing. Ryan never answers
No
the
pun
question.
intended. He
Never
doesn't.
answers the question.
I've
Keep
asked
asking him,
him
though.
several questions.
Keep asking him, though. Ask Ryan anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see here. Next, let's see here. Hold on, I'm handling comments at the same time while popping up questions. All right. Have you ever went somewhere and it felt like deja vu? I guess we're talking. Well, I guess doesn't go wing somewhere. Or are we talking about investigations?
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
On investigations for sure. I have shown up to locations and I don't know, just something. I've stopped Shelly before. I've stopped Ryan before, and I'm like, dude, I've been here before. Like, granted, if it's like the old park, yes, I've been there several times, but it's like that specific moment in seeing Shelly walk in front of me past a certain door and something happens. I'm like, I've been here before. So, yeah, I've had deja vu walking into locations before.
I'll tell you about 2 or 3 years ago. I had this dream, and I called Ryan and Blake, and I told him about this dream. It's the strangest dream. I said, somebody I don't know was following me down these stairs, and they were wooden stairs, and I can't figure out who it was because I said, in the dream, I knew who they were. I said, but I can't place who they are now when I'm thinking about it. Well, we got the opportunity to go to the Randolph County Asylum, and what do? I go running off because I find out there's a basement. I've left the group. I haven't even gone on the tour. I just go off on my own because that's what I tend to do. And Riley Wandell went with me. And when I turned around, I saw him, and I turned back around to see these wooden steps going down, and I was like, oh my God, I'm having deja vu. I've been here before. But at that point, I hadn't met Brylan yet. So it was just very strange because I was like, oh my God, I've been here before. That one was a pretty cool one.
I'll say Waverly for me, because I don't know, I just feel at home there, and I have a love for the building, and I don't know, it just feels like I've been there before for whatever reason. So
okay,
yeah,
fair enough. Let's see here. What is your second favorite hotel you have visited? Oh, so we all know the Old Park Hotel is our first number one favorite visited hotel. What's the second favorite hotel you have visited?
Have we really investigated other? Well, I guess Miss Molly's we've investigated.
We all been to Miss Molly. I've been to the Crescent Hotel.
We've been to, like, you investigated, Blake, but me and Shelly have only been to it.
I got to investigate the Crescent Hotel only for a little bit. Because the lady, I was the only like actual paranormal investigator on the ghost tour. I brought my backpack and everything, and she's like, I can't let you go back to your room without being able to investigate down here for a little bit. So if you'll stay behind after everybody leaves, I'll let you. I'll give you
that was very cool.
10-15 minutes in here by yourself. I was like, sweet. That one was fun. It's a very interesting location. I don't know about my second favorite. I'm trying to think of.
I'll say the Arlington and Hot Springs. The Arlington is really cool. We investigated that a little bit when we were there, and that was really weird. But I do like the Arlington a lot, especially the Al Capone suite. That's a lot of fun.
Almost got to go into, but
I have been in it though. Like, I got to go in by myself years ago, and I wish you guys could have got to go in it, but maybe next time.
Maybe
I got to. I was at the Adolphus Hotel in Dallas for a New Year's Eve thing. Gosh, this had to have been about 10 years ago. And we got talking to someone at the party, and they told us, they were like, well, down where the washing machines are and stuff in the lower part of the hotel, that's haunted. And I'm like, it is? Can I go see it? And of course, I talked my way into getting down there. I'm like, really, if you just take me down, I'd just like to see it. Well, y'all know me. I've always got a freaking K2 meter in my purse, or my spirit box in my purse. Even at a New Year's Eve party, I've got it. And so if not, I've got it in my car. And I just happened to have brought the spirit box because we were staying there and we had heard it was haunted. And so I just had it in my little evening bag, because why not? And started running it and started getting some crazy stuff at the Adolphus Hotel in Dallas. Yeah. Down in the laundry room.
Chad says, I bet you didn't find the secret door, though, did you? Leslie's brother.
I bet you I did.
Was the sales director there for years.
I bet you I did. I know where it leads to.
And we actually, Ryan, whenever you and I, we went off into that in one of those ballrooms, and remember, we were hearing something
Yeah.
above us, and we thought somebody
Yeah.
was working, but there was no one up there.
No, nobody.
Like we heard
No,
walking,
yeah.
we heard stepping, we heard things being
They even
dropped.
coughed.
Yeah, they coughed. And we
Uh-huh.
looked, and there was nobody up there. No one. And it was after I said, "Hey, Mr. Capone needs his drink." And all of a sudden, this, because it was half
Clip
open on
clopping.
one side. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there was nobody up there. Craziest thing.
Mm-mm.
Well, Doug wants to know from earlier, Ryan, about the destructor. If you're saying it's an innie, is that what you're saying?
No, I think from what I can gather, you were asking which I prefer, and I prefer none of them above. No, it's
That's all right. Chad says you're our pain in the ass, is what he says. So.
no,
right.
any.
We're gonna switch to spiritual abilities now.
Oh.
Okay.
Have any of you experienced dreaming or quote seeing the future? And if so, how do you recognize and distinguish it from your own dreams or imagination?
I think that one's for Shelley.
I do have a lot of dreams that end up coming true. Some of them I remember, and some of them I only get a piece of. I always take it up if it's really supposed to be for me. I don't have like prophetic dreams like end of the world. No, I don't have any of that stuff. I always have it about situations I'm specifically in, the moments I'm specifically in. Now, is that something that is a self-fulfilling prophecy, or is that somebody saying this is the way it's headed? Be careful, or I'm not sure what that is, but I do get a lot of dreams that I will tell these guys, going, it's so weird, it's the weirdest thing, and then suddenly it's like, remember that dream I was talking about? It's happening right now. So yeah, I don't really let it guide me in any way, shape, or form, because hell, usually by the next day I've forgotten it. After I tell somebody, I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. But in the moment I need it to, it comes back to me. I'm like, whoa, okay, I've been here before. So, and the only other thing that I get, I've never really talked about on the show because it's very, very personal, and that one scares me, and that one has never not come to pass. And this is something I get very regularly, and I usually have. I think the longest it's ever been between the time it happening and the time that whatever it is comes to pass was 10 days. Isn't that about right, guys? 10 days with my aunt. Yeah. So, yeah, that one scares me. That one does scare me whenever that happens. So, but that one, yeah, that's not worth talking about on the show. No.
I would say, okay, so I wouldn't. Vivid dreaming, lucid dreaming, whatever you want to call it. I've come to understand that it is a work, like a spiritual work, if you will. How you can tell the difference between your own dreams and your imagination is I always go off how vivid is it. Because it doesn't happen very often whenever you have these very vivid dreams. For me, the last vivid dream that I remember was probably a year and a half ago, around the time my divorce was happening and stuff. And I was just lost as fuck. And I didn't know which way to go. And I had a dream that my grandmother and I were driving down the road. And I just looked at her and I was like, I don't know where to go. And she said, I'll show you the way. And she said, turn left, or pointed to the left. I can't exactly remember now. And I turned down this white gravel road with this white fence on it, this large owl sitting on this fence. That's transformation, spiritual guidance for me, all that kind of stuff. And I could see this beautiful white path ahead of me with no destination in sight. And I just look over at her and she's just grinning ear to ear. And it was so vivid that it was like I could reach out to touch her. You know, that to me is your kind of lucid, vivid dreaming that you are having. That is a visitation. That is a message that is trying to get across. Basically, she's telling me, I'm going to guide you to get you where you need to go. So that's how you're able to kind of tell the difference between, is it just a dream? Because normally your normal dreams, they're either wacky, kooky, they don't fucking make sense, or you can't remember them. If it's a lucid dream or very vivid dreaming, jot that shit down. If you can remember every detail, I remember how sunny it was. I remember how the sun hit my grandmother's face. I remember the way she looked when she was smiling. I remember how she pointed. I remember every detail of what this owl looked like sitting on this fence, the white wooden fence, the white gravel, turning left. I remember all of it. I remember how the steering wheel felt in my hands. that is a visitation. That is a message coming through. So that is the difference. That's how you can kind of tell.
What if you're dreaming about somebody you don't like? That would bother me.
Depends on how vivid the message is.
Yeah,
I mean,
what
the
if I'm
vivid
dreaming
the
about
dream is.
building patio furniture with my landlord or some shit? Like,
that is more than likely just a regular dream of some sorts. If it's almost walks the line of prophetic, if you will, like me being like, I'm so lost, and my grandmother would be like, I'll show you the way. That's prophetic, you know. So that's visitation in my mind. That's how you kind of tell the difference of it. Is you're going to remember it, number one, if there's a message to be sent across, because a lot of people don't understand that you do a lot of spiritual work in your sleep. That is something that I've learned through Deidre Sanford, through Diet Renee, through Sarah Lemos, these psychic medium friends that we have that I have been learning from and being mentored by, is you do a lot of spiritual work in your dreams. So when these messages come across that vivid, jot them down, break them down, look at them, figure it out. That's kind of the difference of how you can tell. Is it just my imagination, or is it something that I need to be paying attention to?
It's so funny because there are some, it's like some of them I don't have to jot down. Some of them I think about quite often. And one in particular, you know, I've always been told that you can't read things in your dreams. Well, I had a very vivid dream, and it involved someone, and they messaged me, and all it says was, I'm on my way. And for some reason, that really bothered me, that they weren't already on their way, that it was just now on their way. And it seems like they weren't far. And I know who this person was in my dream. I know them. And that one still sticks with me because I remember picking up my phone, looking at it, seeing their name and saying, I'm on my way. Now, in the moment, that kind of scared me because I didn't know what that meant. So I that actually has stuck with me because I'm like, is this something that's prophetic? You know, what is the context of it? Why would they be messaging me? I'm on my way. We don't live anywhere near each other. I don't know. There's no plans, whatever. So it was just a very strange dream. And that one kind of just sticks with me. It was so vivid. So, but apparently you can read in your dreams. Didn't know that. Apparently you can. Or at least I could.
Well, interesting. Ooh, we're going to have some fun questions now that may not necessarily be about our investigations or true crime or anything like that.
Ask for anything.
If you could travel to another time, past or future, what era would you visit?
Oh, that's
God, that's a good question.
You know, I would visit Chicago in the 30s during Prohibition, so I could get a firsthand account of what it was like to be around some of those guys. You don't know that.
Yeah, I do.
You don't know that.
Yeah,
so
I
would go check it out. No, you don't.
What would your nickname be?
Yo, Mom. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. I think about that one.
It's Little Nana Pills.
Little what?
Little Nana Pills.
Yes.
Yeah, that's his nickname. Little Nana Pills. I would go back to I'd fucking go back to I don't know. It'd have to be in the past. I'd want to go to the past. Victorian era or the Salem witch trials. One of the two. Because I'm pretty sure
you would be burned alive.
I know. But I with the knowledge that I have now, I don't know, I'd go craft something and pew pew and be like, get off me. Pew pew.
The pew pews don't exist. Well, I guess they do exist, but you have to
exactly. I would
shove the
damn
By the time you figured out how to load that musket, you'd already been dunked in the water, dude.
I would just be like, more weight.
I think I would want to go about 30 years into the future.
Ew.
No, I don't.
Just kidding.
No,
on this timeline?
On this timeline. Just because think of the amount of changes that have happened just in our lifetimes. The internet became a thing. There are some people who don't know what it's like not to have the internet.
That's true.
You know, the way the phones, the computers, even the way you watch television has changed. Your music has changed. You know, some people did 8-track tapes, some did cassettes, some did CDs, laser disc. I mean, there were all kinds of different things. Now you can just pop it up on your phone and you can stream it. And you have every bit of music. I would like to see what was going on and then come back and be wealthy as hell because I would know what stocks were good, and I'm coming at it from a financial standpoint.
Of course
Yeah,
you
I'd
are.
go see what was going to be going on in the future. Then I'd bring my ass back and go, yes, please give me some stock of, green glug, whatever. And yeah, I'd like some of
Green
that.
glug.
I don't know. I was just thinking of something because I'm sure our water supply is going to just do nothing but deteriorate. So somebody's going to have to come up with something for us to drink. And
That's
that
true.
would be what I would invest in, was something that everybody had to have.
Hmm.
So yeah.
So prohibition, Salem witch trials, in 30 years into the future.
To
Very
be a
nice.
millionaire when
Yeah.
I finally got there for real.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
guess so. This is not a paranormal question, but what is the craziest thing that has ever happened to you in your lives? It could be funny, scary, or sad.
Oh
That I
my.
don't know. That's a very good
Look at
question.
sweet Melissa coming in trying to get an
Sweet
answer from
Melissa.
Ryan.
Yes, Ryan, this is your mama. I think you need to
This
go
I
is-
know.
first.
Yeah,
I
Ryan
don't-
needs to go first.
Like I said, I don't know. I'd have to think about that because a lot of weird
Think
shit has
fast.
happened to me.
Better think quick.
No, somebody else go first because I'm gonna have to think about that for a second.
The craziest thing that's ever
Oh,
happened.
Jesus.
Oh,
We'll be here
goodness.
all night for Shelly. No, just-
I know. I was just to say, do I narrow it down? Do I go clean or do I go dirty? Craziest things ever happened to us.
Yeah.
Okay. I was in New York City. I was 18 years old. Actually, I take it back. I was 16 years old. I'd gone with a group, and I had, of all things, had a dream about being on this weird street and this weird lady talking to me and telling me that I didn't need to be there and that I needed to go down the road. And so here I am, 16 years old, and of course I'm there with a group, but I don't know anybody in the group. I'm kind of the only one from my area
Mhm.
that's joined this group and gone. And so we all had to meet back in Midtown at a certain time, but we had the whole day free. So what I do, I go get on the subway and I'm just going to ride it around. Now I have no idea how the subway lines work. And I find myself coming to the end of the subway line and they saying the train was done for the day and that this was the last stop and everybody had to get off the train. I got out on a rickety wooden platform in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
And I made my way down the platform and I have no idea where I'm at. I don't even know where another subway. I don't even know if there's going to be another train coming that goes back into Midtown. So I start walking down this and I'm hearing people and it's busy and I literally see what I saw in the dream. I see this little old lady that has a black shawl around her and has a lace around her head and a lace shawl over her head. And she stops me and she says, "You don't belong here." And I said, "Well, I'm just trying." She goes, "You're not supposed to be here." She goes, "You need to go right down that street." She goes, "Go down 2 blocks and then you're going to turn. You're going to see a subway platform. If you hurry, there's one more train." She goes, "You don't want to be here after dark." She goes, "Go now." And I said, "Thank you." And I started to walk away. And for some reason, I turned around and I did not see her anymore.
Hmm.
But I hot-footed my ass. And she was a small lady and she older lady. She didn't look like she should be moving that quickly that I couldn't take a few steps and turn around to say thank you one more time. Because at one point, you know how bad I am with directions. I was going to go, yeah, two up. I was going to ask again just to make sure I understood. And I did. 2 blocks up, found another wooden platform, did catch the last train back into Midtown for the day.
Hell yeah.
And if not, I would have been lost in Queens with no clue where I was. But I'd had a dream about this woman, and then I'll be damned if it didn't happen. And I'd had this dream about this woman when I was probably 9 or 10, and never could figure it out why I was walking down the street, and I knew it was in New York, and the street were wet, but the sun was shining. That was something also in the dream. Well, they had opened up one of the sprinklers, and so there was water on the street, but it was a sunny day. So everything lined up in
Huh.
the dream, but this lady kind of was just out of nowhere. So yeah, that's the craziest thing I think I've ever had happen to me.
I think I've been lost somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I've lost somewhere with in Queens or with Queens. Just kidding. Mine was definitely with Queens. Anyways, I will say one of the coolest things, sad at the moment, interesting things that I think I've ever had happen to me was probably the first, I would say, visitation. I know this is not necessarily a paranormal question, but it was a really cool confirmation. for me was when my great grandmother passed away. Yes, we know, I've said several times that I saw her standing at the foot of my bed. Prior to that, though, whenever I got the news that she had passed away, I went over to their house and I laid down on the couch. I shared this story one time or a couple of times, I think, on the podcast, but I'll reiterate it. And when I fell asleep, it was to wait for Aunt Rhonda to get there. And whenever they came to like wake me up, I just remember hearing her, Frankie and Uncle like try to touch me, and they're like, oh, I can't put my hands on it because his skin is so hot. And in that, I was dreaming, and in the dream I was hugging my great grandmother, and she was like, I have to go now, it's all going to be okay, but I can't stay, and I'm so sorry, but you're going to be okay as well. And then we did the letting go, and then I ended up waking up and I was drenched in sweat. I was so fucking hot. So I would say that's probably one of the coolest things that happened to me, because it's like the final goodbye that I got from her. Because I would not go see her in the hospital when she was on her deathbed, because she had issues with cognition and everything like that. And so she was ripping out cords and everything like that, trying to come find me, because she thought the doctor was my principal and that they were keeping me in school for reasons that she didn't understand. So she was trying to come find me, and it just scared me, and I didn't want to go see her. So that was kind of the final goodbye, that she came to me and she was like, I'm okay, you're okay, but I have to go.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
I guess the craziest thing that I could say has happened to me, or a crazy experience I've had, is, and it's kind of tangentially paranormally related, was getting to go to a steamboat museum with Travis Walton. That
is pretty cool. Pretty crazy.
That was
so
nuts.
Random.
Yeah, because I was sitting in the lobby, like we had done Metacon that weekend, and y'all had already headed back to Texas, and I had like a flight late in the afternoon, and I was like, well, I'm just going to take an Uber into Kansas City and check out Kansas City. And I'm sitting in the lobby, and one of the ladies who was a vendor at the conference comes up, and she's like, oh, hey, I remember you. What are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm about to go check out Kansas City. I don't have a flight till later on. She's like, well, I'm here to pick up Travis and his son, and we're going to go mess around Kansas City and grab some lunch if you want to come. And I was like, sure.
You couldn't get in that car fast enough.
No, there was room for one more. There was exactly room for it. So it was only all four of us, and we were riding around, and Travis Walton and his son are sitting in the back seat. She takes him down to the Mississippi. Oh, is that the Mississippi River, Blake, that runs through there? I think, or I don't know. Mississippi River, Blake, or runs through Kansas City at some point, or Shelly, I think that's what it is.
No,
I'm not sure.
No.
Is it, maybe it's the Missouri River, whatever river, that big ass river. So he looks at the Missouri River, and he's like, I think I kind of want to go to that steamship museum. And so she's like, all right. So we go to the steamship museum, and I'm standing there watching Travis Walton and his son just have a good time and read stuff at the steamship museum. And I'm like, what the fuck is my life right now? I'm literally at a museum with the world's most famous alien abductee at the moment. So
yeah.
That was pretty damn cool.
That was pretty neat. I'm just going to answer this one pretty quickly. It says, if you actually feel emotions in your dream, would that be a lucid dream? Not necessarily. It also depends on what other details you can remember. If there's a message that you will feel it when you wake up. You'll feel like, wow, that was weird. That was very surreal. Like, I can't explain that. It will feel pretty much almost kind of prophetic. So I think it has to be more than just your emotions in a dream, so to speak. Just because we have, sorry, I don't mean to like try to cut that short, but we're at an hour
stick with
almost,
you if it's
so
supposed to.
Yeah, and we still got a couple more questions to go through. So,
okay.
Question for Blake and Shelly.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you've both done. We didn't do it. You've both done past life regressions. Is this something you would do again now that some time has passed? Oh shit!
No, it was too rough on me. No.
I don't know. I'm still an I don't know on it. At first, when I first did it, I was a no. So maybe I've progressed to an I don't know.
But you did it once. I did it twice, and the second time I was jacked up after it. It was something I think it explains some of my issues as far as some things go. But I have to tell you, it was just so strange for me that because my logical brain and the person who regressed me even said that she had an hour, and she said at 43 minutes she almost gave up because my logical brain would not turn off. She said, I did not think I was going to get you there. She said, but those last 12 or 13 minutes, she said, you were in, you were going. She goes, I couldn't get you to relax. I couldn't get you to just let go and just think, and because I'm a squirrel on crack. My brain just that's why I don't finish my sentences half the time because my brain's already moved on. My mouth just didn't keep up. So
Yeah.
I would say no though.
I would move to an I don't know column at this point. I still have issues wanting to go back there because I thought that I would go to a different past life. I thought that I would go to the Egyptian past life. That was been a recurring dream since I was 8 years old. I can't ever get it out. It's why I have this whole Egyptian's half sleeve on my arm is because of this recurring dream since the time I was 8 years old. I truly believe that one of my past lives was in ancient Egypt. No, instead I went to a more closer past life where, for those who don't know the story, you can go back and watch the episode where Shelley and I discuss it.
Yeah.
About what we experienced. But to give you a synopsis, I was a gentleman who had lost his son over a feud between rivals, whether it was a native tribe or whether it was neighbors. I can't quite remember. Honestly, I believe it was a native tribe. I can still remember the emotions that that life felt. I can remember how the cloth felt of holding his dead body in my arms as I stood in the river holding him. I remember the color. I remember the smells. They are seared in my brain. It's like once that was unlocked and opened, I cannot get rid of it. And so it's you find these past lives sneaking their way into current lives through memories and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to know anymore.
That's the column I'm in. I just don't think I want to know anymore.
Yeah.
I get enough stuff in dreams and that kind of thing that I think are bits of past lives that are trickling in. 'Cause it's things that I know that I shouldn't know, and suddenly it's like I know it, but I don't know how I know it. And you can go watch that. What is it? Past lives through another's eyes. Isn't that the one where we
past
talk
lives
about
through another eyes? It's a couple of years ago at this point.
Yeah, but we talk about it, and it was very emotional for both of us.
Yeah,
So
it was. I walked out bawling my eyes out from that.
yeah, he went first, and he goes, "You'll be fine," and then he sent my ass in there.
Yep, I did. All right, when you're doing spiritual work on yourself, how do you determine if you have come in contact with a member of your spiritual team?
I don't know. Mine hide from me.
Ask them.
Yeah.
Straight up ask them.
I have, and they're like, "No, out to lunch. I'm on break." No.
Well, I think that's the thing that a lot of people who want to do spiritual work don't understand is that with your team, your guides, your ancestral team, those that are there to help you and guide you along the way, talk to them as we're talking here on the screen and just speak out loud and say, I would like to know you. I would like to know your name. I would like to know who you are, what you do, all of that kind of stuff. That is how I've learned who's some of these people who are on my spiritual team who I can call on in times of need, in times of help, in times of cleansings, in times of healing, in times of shadow work, all of that kind of stuff, where I can just say, you got to take this, or you got to help me, ask them. If you run into a spirit, if you have abilities, if you are sensitive and you run into a spirit and you feel that energy, literally, who are you? And just listen to what your body says. And they may say something in your head. You may feel something in your heart, in your leg, I don't know. Just depends on where it's at. There, you have to let spirit teach you how to interpret things. You have to be open enough to understand that how I receive messages and my sensitive abilities is not how somebody else is going to be able to do it. I receive messages different than anybody else. No two psychic mediums are the same. We all work with different tools and we all understand our bodies differently. So you have to let spirit guide you in understanding how you were to receive messages so you can get to know your guides or your spiritual team a little bit better. I don't know if y'all have anything to add. Sorry, I just
kind of bar somewhere, which is fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. Mine's always she'll be all right.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add on to there because I've,
okay.
I haven't really met anybody that I know as part of my spiritual team. I just know they're there, I guess. People have told me.
I'll kind of tack this one onto that last one. I've got a few spiritual questions coming in. I have recurring themes and signs that I have encountered multiple ways at different times. Would these be considered as my spirit team trying to contact me? Yes. Short answer, yes. If you are seeing a recurring sign, a recurring number, a recurring this, a recurring that, a pattern or whatever, stop and ask your spirit guides. Stop and ask your spiritual team. I'm trying to understand what you're trying to tell me, and figure it out. If you work with cards, work with your cards. If you work with dice like I do, work with dice. Go see another psychic medium. Ask your psychic friends. Anything like that, medium friends. See if they can help get an answer. Because sometimes you are too close to the situation. You may be blocked from receiving the message. I have had that before because I was too close to the situation. So yes, that is definitely a sign. Just going to tack that one onto the last one. When will you be here at the Gray County Historical Museum again? Jim, we are talking about being back there in October of 2026. I do not know if we're going to have another date other than October of 2026, sometime in there. Once we can confirm with the museum, we do have a lot of other different areas that we're trying to get to this year. So we do know we will be back for that time this year, though. So. All right, let's see here. I think we have two more. I think we got time for these.
Yeah, we have time for two more. Let's do two more real quick.
All right. Sorry, I almost deleted the comment instead. Of all the investigations you had done for each of you, is there a place you would go back in time and meet the people in their time that are now the spirits?
Yeah, I'd say, God knows, because Waverly is crawling with stuff. I would love to go back and talk to those people and get their story.
We'd probably end up with tuberculosis and have to stay on the hill, but
you probably would.
I mean, who's to say we didn't in a past life?
Dude, mine's Old Park. Mine's Old Park. I want to know. I want to meet the madam. I want to meet Octavia. I want to meet Deacon, even though he'd probably shoot and kill me.
Yeah, Deacon would take their ass out in a heartbeat.
I want to meet the brothel girls and be like, "What do I do? I got to get a job here." Like, come on now, help a brother out.
Yeah, I would go and meet Lois Hicks.
Yeah, that would be mine.
She is one to this day from the very first time I went that just pulls at my heart. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Last one. Let's make this one the last one. How about that? Have you ever been on an investigation that made you question everything you know? Yes, and that location is fucking Yorktown Memorial Hospital. For me.
Everything that and you know what, Blake, I'm going to 100% agree with you on that, because I knew that there were bad things. I prefer to hang out with Casper the Friendly Ghost. And even though, and let's be fair, a lot of negative stuff does come at me. I think because I think I'm seen as a challenge, because I'm like, you don't have any power over me. Go ahead and talk your talk. I'm not afraid, and I'm not afraid of them. Come one, come all. Let's have a damn party. But the things that I received in a very specific Estes method, where it said, I'll make her bleed. And it made me bleed. Gave me a nosebleed. The things that whatever I was speaking to told me that there was no way I could know. I didn't really think that was possible.
That place don't fucking play.
No, I don't.
And I do believe, and this is one of the few times I'll say it, I think I was speaking to something that was from a lower vibrational realm. I hate to say demon, but what I was talking to was so many things. There's no way.
What else could that have been?
I'll say it 100%. 100%. I'm not towing the line with it anymore. Yorktown Memorial Hospital is a demonic haunting. I'm not saying the entirety of the haunting is demonic, but there is a demonic entity.
There's something there, yeah.
And out of 140 investigations, that is the only one that I will say that about. We have had too many things weird happen that I can't explain, that I can't understand, of how this thing knows things, how this thing can be fucking with you at the location and your loved ones back home at the same time. I don't understand how it can do that other than that level of power. So yeah, that one made me question everything that I knew about the paranormal.
I still remember whenever I had a conflict, and there were 2 nights at Yorktown, and one was a Friday and one was a Saturday. And Ryan, you went in my place on that Friday.
I did. I was there.
And you were going to, and I was going to join up with you on that Saturday. And you called me and said, I got to ask you something. You asked me a question. I said, by the way, tell whoever the guy is with the blonde hair, that he is not to do a come at me bro moment. And you go, what? I said, he's with a girl that has purple or red streaks in her hair.
Yep.
And you go, I am literally standing with two people right now, a blonde-headed guy who's big and buff and is in here and he's wanting to, come at me. I said, you gotta tell him not to do it, not tonight. And Ryan was like, how did you know that? I said, I don't know. I said, it's just what I fucking got. And you keep your eye on them because they're going to get hurt. So, yeah, Yorktown tells me things there's no way I can know. I was literally probably 300 miles away from Yorktown.
Yeah, you were across the state of Texas.
Yeah. And when Ryan
Yeah.
called me to ask me a question, it was something about the chapel.
Yeah,
And I
because we
was
were
like-
on the chapel. And
you called me-
it's the same fool that had his shirt off because he was like, I heard they're all like tattoos, bro.
I know.
No,
You
I
and I
didn't know any
turned
of that.
around. You and I like turned around. We were upstairs in the nuns' quarters, and it was on the balcony. And you and I turned around. This fool's done got his shirt all the way off, and me and Ryan looked at him. We were like, "What are you doing?" He's like, I heard they don't like tattoos up in here, and we were like, "Put your fucking shirt on, dumbass!" Like Jesus.
I guess I don't know, but Ryan didn't tell me that when we called. You called to ask me something very specific about a name. If I'd ever gotten a name of this name in there, and I said no. I said, but whoever, like the guy's with you, the blonde.
Yep.
Tell him this is not his time to have a come at me, bro. Moment. He better stop. He better stop whatever's doing. Needs to stop. I said, and he's with a girl with blonde hair with purple or red streaks in her hair. I said, and they're going to get hurt if they don't stop. And Ryan's like, what? I'm literally they're sitting right in front of me, in the
beside
pew.
me.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that weekend.
That place lets me know things about people that there's no way I should know them.
Yeah.
That place is nuts. But I would say for me to answer that question is probably, and it's not really an investigation, but it's whenever Andrea Perrin did CE5 and summoned whatever came down.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Because I really thought CE5 was like very woo-woo before that. And then to be there to see her go through the process that she went through, and then to have those crafts come down out of the sky and we can see them, I was just like, I still can't wrap my head around that. That's the one thing. Like it has changed. Like it completely changed my paradigm on what it is we're dealing with. So
great questions, you guys.
Awesome questions tonight, for real.
Yeah.
Yes, we didn't quite get to all the audio submitted ones, but you know what? That's just means we have to have another one. So
hey, you know what? I'll go back and answer them. If you guys are writing comments, I will go back and answer anyone that we didn't answer on the air. I will.
Yeah.
I
think we go to all the.
Do we answer some on
questions.
Patreon?
Patreon won't see it till tomorrow.
Yeah,
but we can answer them if you're on Patreon
Yeah.
and you want to put it on there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sherry said Old Park is her most insane one, and she was with us when that happened, and I will never forget that night as well.
Oh
that was an insane night too. Yeah.
Oh yes.
They were acting up just a little bit that night.
Yeah, they were.
A little bit.
Well, I guess if we don't have any more questions, it is time for us to go ahead and tell you everything that you need to know about us. And if you want to come and investigate with us, see some of the crazy stuff that happens, Blake's going to tell you everything you need to know.
Awesome. Well, if you want to support the show directly, check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/EVP podcast. For just $5 a month, you'll unlock over 450 Patreon exclusive videos, including the pre and post broadcast, which are the 30 minutes before and the 30 minutes after this live broadcast. So you get an additional hour with us each and every week. Your support from this goes directly back to the show and towards the adventures that we get to bring you week after week. And if you are not sure about joining Patreon, try it risk-free with our 7-day free trial. Make sure you stay connected with us. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and many more by searching Everything Vaguely Paranormal and looking for the green sound wave. And remember, you can catch us live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our Eventbrite page to be notified when public investigation tickets go on sale, because I tell you what, something, hint, hint, is going to be on sale, hint, hint, this month. And we have how many investigations planned for this year? 12?
12.
Yeah. So go subscribe to Eventbrite if you haven't done it.
12 or so tickets to each one. So
yeah,
some
so
of
make
them
sure
will
you
be
go.
less.
Make sure you go subscribe to Eventbrite, because we're going all over the country this next year if we can get all these dates confirmed. So let's see here. Also, don't forget to check out our merch store for all your favorite merch. merch, pieces, t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, pillows, hoodies, and so much more. That link is everything-vaguely-paranormal.creator-spring.com. To make it easier, we're going to add all of these links to our link tree, which will be on the Everything Bailey Paranormal Facebook and X profiles Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as well as in all of our show notes for you audio listeners, or you can search linktr.ee/Everything Vaguely Paranormal. We are grateful for your continued support. Every like, comment, share, and download keeps the adventures alive. So if you have a favorite episode, share it with your friends. And one of the easiest things you can do to help out our show in its rankings, wherever you get your audio from, if you'll head over there and just download our episode and leave us a review, we would greatly appreciate it. And if you have a story, comment, or question, or you'd like to be a guest on the show or have us as guests on your show, email us at the evppod@gmail.com. That is THEEVPPOD@gmail.com.
Go like, share, and subscribe to that YouTube channel. Pick your favorite episode. We mentioned some tonight. Go back and listen to some of those that are our favorites. Put that thumbs up on us, say hello, and let us know you were there.
Absolutely. Well, y'all, thank y'all so
Share
much.
it.
Yes, thank y'all so much for joining us for another weekly episode. Awesome questions for the
you.
Everything Vaguely Paranormal
Thanks, guys.
live Q&A. As always, I am Blake Smith. For my partners in the paranormal, Miss Shelley Pruitt, Mr. Ryan Roberts. As always, we will see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye, y'all.